All right, we're live. All right, ladies, we're live. We're going to give some people a chance to get on. We're streaming to 8 locations tonight. This is my beautiful friend Paulette.
Oh, you cannot tell.
We're doing the safety thing tonight with our masks, and they're Mary Kay masks too. They're very comfortable. So we want to give some ladies a chance to jump on here. We're streaming to Hello Gorgeous, Jingle Bells, several VIP groups. So we're really excited to have y'all join us. And please put in the comments if you can hear us. We want to make sure that you can hear us even with our masks on, and that that we're coming through loud and clear tonight for our holiday fragrance bar. Let's see if we have any comments coming up. We'll give ladies a few more minutes to jump on.
Yeah, I thought it'd be a little festive and wear my hat tonight.
That's right. I know. Paulette's really festive. She's got the red sweater on with all the sparkles and the hat and everything. She's really...
And I'm smiling, really, but you can't tell.
That's right. You can't tell when we're smiling. I see a couple of people on, but let's give some more time for some ladies to jump on with us. Crystal's watching. Let's see what she's saying here. Let me get up close.
Now you got to put your glasses on.
She says, love y'all's masks. You can't smell with those on. She says she loves your hat. Crystal, how's our sound? Does it sound like we're coming through okay? Let's see. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we have somebody giving us a clapping sound. All right, so we've got some people starting to jump on. So this is our first ever virtual holiday fragrance bar. And I know that probably in 30 years, they're going to find a way to transmit smells through the computer. But for now, you're going to have to let me and Paulette describe it to you. Okay.
Yes.
Because I think perfumes are one of the most popular things people give at Christmas.
I do too.
Yeah.
I actually am I give my mom some type of perfume every year because she doesn't need clothes. She doesn't need another purse. But you can always use a new perfume.
Right.
So I think it's just a wonderful gift.
And for men too. You know, men love cologne. You can't leave the men out. We have a full line of men's as well. So let me get up here and check the comments. The computer's far away from us, ladies. But we have several ladies jumping on. Hey, Frasia, how you doing? Me and Paulette are doing great. We've got Hannah Lane. We've got Crystal. We've got Jeannie. Our sound is great. So we are going to go ahead and get started. If y'all have questions, post them in the comments, and then we'll come around and check them as we go. So I'm going to introduce her again for those of you that didn't see it. This is our perfume expert, Paulette Battaglia. She's my beautiful MK sister consultant, and she has really got some great info ready for y'all for tonight to explain about perfumes, what makes a perfume different from another, and talk about our fragrances. So you want to get started?
I sure will.
All right.
First of all, everyone needs to understand what the difference between a perfume, a parfum, or eau de parfum, a cologne, or eau de toilette. They all are made the exact same way. It's just that the consistency is different. What happens is that the concentration of the alcohol in the water, that's what they mix the solvent, is different, and the aroma extract is different. So first of all, you would start with a most expensive, which would be your perfume. That is between 20 and 30% more of the fragrance and the oils than the rest of them are. So what happens is when they do that, it lasts longer. Perfumes cost more, and the reason they cost more is because they last longer. You can put a perfume on, and it can last up to 7 to 8 hours. When you do a eau de parfum,
and parfum is P-A-R-F-U-M, right?
Right.
Okay.
If you do a parfum, what that is a 15 to 30% ratio. What that does is your perfume will last for maybe 6 to 7 hours, and then you'd have to reapply. But then if you go to a cologne, you're looking at just a 5 to 10%.
Okay.
So those you have to reapply about every 2 hours. Now, something that I do myself personally is that when I put my perfume on, I put it on here on my wrist, but I also put it on my clothes. Now, I wear a perfume. What I do after about 3 or 4 hours, I just kind of rub wherever I sprayed it. and it kind of ignites it a little bit.
Okay.
So if you put it on your clothes, as long as it's not a silk or something that could be damaged.
Right.
But if it's
Oils.
just a cotton or
Right.
that type of material, you can just do that and it will reactivate it.
Okay.
So I've never tried it with, I normally either use a perfume or a perfume.
Okay.
So that's what I do. Now, what I learned is they have, now your colognes, they also have what's called an eau de cologne, which is basically for men. What that means is that men, mostly everything they do is either a cologne or eau de cologne. For men, it all has to do with their own chemistry.
I thought that was interesting to find out.
It's about their chemistry. My husband could put on his cologne at 8 o'clock in the morning and walk back in the door at 5 and I could still smell him. Some other people can put the exact same cologne on, which his favorite is the Domain from Mary Kay, and it only lasts 4 hours. So it all depends on the chemistry of the man. So I have several men customers, and they all love this Mary Kay Domain.
That is our most popular seller, I believe, isn't it?
It is.
Domain,
and I had a gentleman come to my open house. He was so excited when he saw the Domain. He didn't know his wife had passed away. He didn't know where she got it from. And he's like, give me 2 and order me 2. And I said, okay. So that kind of gives you an idea of the difference between the perfumes, all of the perfumes, and toilettes are your least oils in it. And they only last maybe barely 2 hours.
And they would be the least expensive.
And they are the least expensive.
Okay. All right.
So,
and my guess is most women who go to the counter for perfume or for men's cologne, I've never known what those terms mean. I just picked something I like the smell of it, but I didn't really understand the difference in cost and the title of it, what it is. So that's really good information to know, of what you're getting. So perfumes are the most expensive. Perfumes are next on it, correct?
Right. And now, then from there, you go to your colognes, and then you go to your toilettes.
Okay. Now, what are most of our women's and men's fragrances? What do they mostly consist of in that?
In all of the women is a eau de parfum, with the exception of 2. One is the Wish, which is a toilette. So this particular one here will only last you about 2.5 hours. But they came out with a brand new one. This was just in our last lookbook, which is the Luminaire.
That's our brand new one.
This is a brand new one that was made for Mary Kay in her honor. And this one is an extract parfum, which means this will last as long as a perfume will. So this one should last about 8 hours.
Okay.
And it's got a really nice fragrance to it. I put it on. I know my mom's not watching, but this is what I'm giving my mom for Christmas. And I put it on.
Not watching.
No, she shouldn't even know how to watch. But I put it on, and my husband absolutely loved it. Because they came out with this, and they also came out with the body cream. So if you put a cream of the same thing as your perfume or your parfum, it's going to stay with you even longer.
Because you're layering it at that point.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
Now, what about our men's? What do they mostly consist of?
Well, the men's mostly consist of these. All of the men, which I just discovered, is actually an eau de cologne. So all of them will last you, depending on the man, anywhere from 2 hours to 8 hours.
Okay.
Now, something they came out with, which is on our extra Christmas list this year, is they took 2 of the best fragrances that sells, which is your Mary Kay, your high intensity Ocean, and your the original True.
Those are really popular too.
Those are very popular. What they did is they combined it into a bath and a hair wash. And the smell of these are absolutely amazing.
And we have the colognes to match. Men can layer too, So
if they use this and they come back, because the original True is an eau de cologne. So it is going to last longer than a regular cologne. So if you have this on, It's just
Your man's going to be smelling good.
Well,
That's what we're saying
you
right there.
might not want him to do that too often if he's going out without you.
That's right.
But-
If he's going out without you, we don't want him to smell good. So, all right. So let's go ahead and start talking about the men's first. Let's talk about some of
Okay.
those popular fragrances because you know them better than I do.
Well, what I do know is that with the men, they have a high intensity ocean. This cologne here is supposed to remind you of when you're at the beach or out around Cancun or Cabo. This is what this smell reminds you of. Is that when you're away, you're relaxed, and it has a real fresh scent.
Would you think it kind of smells like a sport type one, maybe?
Well, kind of.
Kind of?
Actually, the other one, the high intensity, this one here, which is, let me find it.
I know one of them you weren't sure you had the sport.
No.
Okay.
Oh, I don't have that one. You're
Yeah.
right. That one, it does smell more like
A sports
A
cologne,
sports
like
cologne.
they would do,
yes,
like men
yes,
like. Okay.
Yes.
So high intensity comes with two, the ocean and the sport.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
Now, the one that sells, actually, most of all the men's are about 2 fluid ounces. They're all 2 fluid ounces. The women were a little different, but the high intensity ocean is a 2.5 ounce.
Okay.
So you get and also the high intensity, you get a little more bang for your buck. But what I do find is that this domain, I actually had to go. I sold so many of these at my open house that I had to go steal my husband's out of his bathroom. Interesting enough, we had a friend of ours, and this is what he used. And all the women always came up to him and kissed him. And they were like, "Oh, you smell so good." So my husband, we were at a Christmas party, came up and said, "What are you wearing?" And he says, "Oh, I buy it from your wife. It's a Mary Kay." So we went home and Johnny says, "I want some of that perfume."
Yeah.
I said, "Perfume." I said, whatever he uses, I want to start using.
And this kind of reminds me of maybe Calvin Klein.
It does.
It's very similar. If your man loves Calvin Klein, this is along that lines of Calvin Klein. That's what it reminds me of the most.
So my husband started wearing this, and I started finding a little makeup on his collars when he went to the office.
That's not good.
But hey, that was fun.
That's right. Now, this one I love because I love the package, and I'll take it up and show it to him close. This is gorgeous, the packaging here. I'm going to let Paulette tell you about it, but look at how neat this is. I mean, our cologne's really beautiful packaging, and they're a great gift. And we're going to tell you the bundle prices, some sale prices at the end. This is the Cityscape.
Show them how it comes out.
Well, actually, I don't know how it comes out. So you'll have to. Oh, that's really cool. Okay, see, I've never done it before.
So it looks like you would slide it out, but you don't. It just goes
like
right
a little building.
on top.
It is like a little building.
Yeah, and what's so neat about it, really looks nice on your on your man's dresser
Yes.
or in his bathroom. And the smell on this one, if I'm not mistaken, I might have to get a little sniff because this is a real clean smell.
It is that, and Cityscape is a relatively newer one, isn't it?
No,
Is
we've
it been
had it for a
around?
while.
Okay, all right.
We've had it for a while. Yeah, it's a real clean smell. And
It is.
It's
Oh, it
not
smells good.
strong. It's like, it's just huggable. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the only way I can explain
Yeah, it's
it.
not overpowering.
It's not
Like, he's not going to
overpowering
be
at
knocking
all.
out people at the office if he wears it. You know, it smells really good. That does smell good.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember which one that reminds me of. Maybe Polo. It kind of reminds me of Polo a little bit. I don't know, but and then we have Domain, Cityscape.
We have the domain, and we
right?
have the Cityscape, and that seems to be one that everybody loves.
And then the True Original is
And the
what
True
our
Original
our hair and body
Is
wash comes in.
yeah, that's the one in here.
That's
This one is you get the True is a 2-ounce
That's it.
bottle.
And it's a
And
really
it
nice,
is
beautiful
an
package.
Ology cologne, which means it is going to stay on a little longer.
And you see how it's just so classy looking. It's really beautiful.
And it smells wonderful.
Ooh, this does smell good.
Yeah, it smells good.
Ooh, all these smell
But a
good.
lot of times it's just like the cologne for men work the same as cologne for women.
Yeah.
It all depends on your chemistry. A lot of times, before Mary Kay, I've worn the same perfume since I was 15. And it was interesting because when I get around people, they say, "Oh, my grandma wore that. You wearing this? You wearing that?" I'm like, "Uh-huh." But I've been wearing it for so long because nothing ever smelled right on me. So I actually kind of switched to the men's cologne because my chemistry is I wore men's cologne for a very long time. And then I started trying the woman's Mary Kay. And I have found some that I really like.
Yeah, I'm wearing one too. This is my favorite we're going to talk about. Now, tonight, all of our colognes are 25% off. So let's talk about the prices on just these popular ones we've talked about.
Well, the Cityscape is on sale for $42. It's normally $50. The True Original is $31, normally $36. Domain is $32, normally $38. High Intensity is normally $40. It's $34. And the High Intensity Ocean is $36. It's normally $42 also.
Okay. And those are real popular. And then again, these new body and hair washes she talked about, the set is $26 for the set, and you get 2 in these 2 fragrances. So those are really nice. So yeah, very nice men's collection. So you ready to move on to the women's collection?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So we've got these beautiful women's, and they're just, the bottles are gorgeous, and they really are really beautiful. This reminds me of my grandma. She used to have these gorgeous perfume bottles. And she would, even when they were empty, she would leave them on her, her dressing table because they were decoration. Yep. All right. So which one do you want to start with?
Let's start with the 2 smallest ones.
Oh yeah.
Let's start with the Thinking of You and Thinking of Love.
Okay.
I got the boxes behind, but I can't even knock them off. This is the Thinking of You. This has a real fresh smell to it. It's not fruity. It's just a fresh smell. But what's so neat, I normally do the pillow gifts each year. And one year I used this. But what I discovered which was so neat about this one, is this is the box it comes in.
Yeah, let's get up close and show them the bottle first so they can see it.
This is the bottle.
It's really beautiful.
Can you see it? And you see this little heart? It comes off. You can actually put it on a charm. You can put it on a necklace. And then what's so neat about the box, that I bet you hardly no one knows this.
I didn't know it.
But when you open up the box, you actually can write a note.
That is so adorable.
And you could say, "Thinking of you, you are my special one."
Yeah.
Whatever you want to say. And I don't know about y'all, but I keep every one of my husband's cards. So if he sent me one of these, I would be keeping that up.
That is really adorable. And we have an actual chart here for the women's that tells us kind of fragrances on the market that it's similar to. And Thinking of You would be something similar to Victoria's Secret, Dream Angel's Wish, or maybe Ted Lapidus Silk Way. I'm probably not saying his name right. So that's something Thinking of Love would be similar to, or even Belong by Celine Dion. So it's similar to those fragrances.
Then we have our Thinking of Love.
This is my favorite. This is what I use.
Now, this is what I use also. Yeah. It is very flowery.
It is.
But you put it on and it naturally will make you smile. I don't know why, but every single day I spray it on me and I smile. And I realized that this also has a little heart and it can come off. And you can attach it to a necklace, charm bracelet. And I'm going to take mine. I have a 7-year-old granddaughter, and I'm going to give her a little bracelet for Christmas. And when I go see her, when she comes to visit me, I'm going to say, "Come see, Nana's got something special. This is Nana's heart that you can keep with you always."
Oh, that's sweet. I love that.
So I think that's something we just discovered tonight. I did when I was doing my homework.
Yeah, I have this bottle at home. That's what I use is Thinking of Love. And the box is beautiful on this one too. It's a really beautiful box. For that, all of the boxes are really gorgeous, but Thinking of Love, it's a fruity smell, a little bit sweet, but I love it.
What's it compared to?
Well, Thinking of Love is compared to Lancome Tresor, or Victoria by Victoria's Secrets, or Flower by Kenzo, something very similar to that. Stella by Stella McCartney, or Cashmere Mist by Donna Karan. It's in that family. It has the same types of undernotes. And that's something I learned from watching a Mary Kay video, is all perfumes have under notes, mid notes, and high notes?
High notes.
Okay. So I'm not that much of a perfume connoisseur to know, but I do know what I love the smell of, and Thinking of Love is my favorite by far.
It's one of mine too.
Now, what are the prices on those so we can tell them as we go?
On these, on Thinking of Love, it normally sells for $32. We have it for $27. And Thinking of You, normally $32. We have that for $27.
Oh, that's nice. That's a good price point too.
And it's also, these two are Eau de Perfumes, which means they will last for at least 6 hours.
Yeah. Mine lasts actually longer than that.
So it has to do with your chemistry.
Right. And mine does last. Now, what's our next most popular fragrance?
Okay, our next most popular fragrance is this one right here. It's called Forever Diamonds.
Ooh, yes, that's our signature fragrance, isn't it?
That and Live Fearlessly are the two that I sell the most of.
And the bottle is gorgeous.
And the bottle is really pretty. If you can see, it's got a really beautiful little rose on it.
It does.
And then this one, I've been through a lot in the last 10 years. And when I use this, or I just smell it, it makes me feel strong inside.
Yeah, Live Fearlessly.
Yeah, just live fearlessly.
And the Forever Diamonds is similar to, let's see if they've got it here. Forever Diamonds, that's something that is going to be similar to some of your really couture fragrances. You have Beautiful by Estee Lauder, Pleasures by Estee Lauder, Marc Jacobs Daisy, Marc Jacobs Dot Daisy Dream, and then you have DKNY, Be Delicious. So Forever Diamonds really is something that's more elevated in its, I would say, more sophisticated. The fragrance is more sophisticated.
It is. And both of these are also your Eau de Perfumes. The only one we have that's not is the Wish one. This is the Eau de Toilette, which it is, it has a beautiful fragrance to it. It's just that you put it on and you might have to just go give yourself a little squirt a little quicker than you would in the other ones. But it does have a wonderful fragrance to it.
And then the Live Fearlessly, that's this one, right? This
yes.
one here. That one they're saying is very similar to, it has some of the same attributes as Thinking of Love. So it's going to be very similar to some of the fragrance that Thinking of Love is on the market that's known with. And then the Eau de Toilette that you were mentioning, the Enchanted Wish, that is something that, I think it reminds me of somebody younger, and the fact that it's categorized with some of these fragrances really, says that. Mary Kay says that this one here, the Enchanted Wish, it opens up with crisp, watery notes, orange oil Brazil, and white pineapple. It is similar to Coach Poppy, Viva La Juicy Couture, Nina Lie, My Secret 2013, and Taylor Swift Wonderstruck, because Taylor Swift's fragrance is very popular. So that would be the Enchanted Wish. And then
the prices we have on those, the Enchanted Wish is normally $36, it's $31. Forever Diamond is normally $40, it's $34.
That's
and Live Fearlessly is $38, is normally $44.
Okay.
Then the other three that we have left, we actually have 8 lady fragrances, is the Bolero and the Bella Bolero.
But the bottles are beautiful. I love the purple. That one's really gorgeous.
I have this on my vanity only because I like the way it looked.
Yeah, the color of it.
The color of it.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever used it, but it was. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try it.
It's a purple and blue.
Yeah,
it's like an ombre. It goes from blue to purple.
And these are most like these are 1 ounces. These are 1.6 ounces. The other ones are 1.7 ounces.
Okay.
So that's also something you need to know about your colognes.
And this Bolera here, this is the Bolera, right? Just the plain Bolera.
Right.
This one. That one is similar to Ralph Lauren Blue. So if you have somebody that loves the Ralph Lauren Blue, it would be similar to that. And then of course we've got our new fragrance, our Luminia. And it's a very deep, sophisticated scent.
Well, you can look at it and see. This is the color of the new fragrance. This is wait, where am I going? See the difference in the colors? So it also has to do with the potency of it. Because this is the extract of the Eau de Parfum, and this is an Eau de Parfum. I never know how to do this.
Yeah, I know. It always is backwards.
Hey, it's backwards. So you can do this. And I really like the smell of the new one.
And then it's got the body whip that goes with it. It's a whipped body butter type thing. And then we also have Cityscape in women too. Not only men, but women have a Cityscape fragrance. And what's that one smell like?
That one smells more like a let me see. I've smelled so many of these. This is a kind of a sweet smell.
It is a sweet smell.
It's a really sweet smell. This is something that I think someone this would be something I would use during the day. It's not something I would wear at night. Yeah,
Mary Kay is saying that one, it has red currants twisted with fresh pink pepper, leads to spicy sweet Phantomia orchid and vanilla beans. But it's similar to Armani Code, Sensuous by Estee Lauder, and Lady Million by Paco Rabanne. I'm not sure I'm saying his name right.
That doesn't sound good to me.
Yeah, no. So, and then the top comes off like the men's did,
just like the men's did.
Yep, looks like a little building. So it's really cool.
So it's these bottles are beautiful.
They are
absolutely beautiful.
And what would be the price on the Cityscape?
On the Cityscape is normally it's $50. This is one of my most expensive ones, and it sells for $42. This sells for $70.
That's our Luminia.
That's the Luminia, and I don't have the exact amount on that because I didn't do the math yet.
That's okay. It's 25% off.
25% off of that.
And then it does have the body whip butter that you can purchase.
Right, and that is $30.
Okay, and then that would be it would be great to layer with the perfume too.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not open.
It's not open yet.
Okay, we don't want to open that.
I can bring one in my bathroom I use.
But it is great to have those fragrances where you can layer them with something else. So
yeah, I have a friend of mine that no matter what time of the day it is, what time of the night it is, she always smells wonderful. And I finally asked, I said, Kathy, what do you do that your perfume or your cologne or whatever you're using stays on you? And she says, well, first of all, I bathe in the bath soap. I put their lotion on. Then I put their perfume on. She says, so all day long, I'm just covered in it.
Right.
So I think that's a little secret, that when we can have this and this, that it is going to stay a lot longer.
Right. It's going to be more pronounced. Well, let me see if we have any questions here or comments. We got to get up close for that because we've got the camera back. Let's see. Crystal Chasson says her son loves MK Intensity Sport. Yeah, I think the MK Intensity Sport is great for younger guys. I think so too. Renata's joining us. She's from South Carolina. We've got Emily with us. Crystal says she sells Ocean and Sport the most for young men 20s to 30s. Domain and MK True is popular for older men because it's more sophisticated fragrance, you know. And that stands to reason. If I were buying for a young girl, and Carla says you look awesome.
How can you tell what I look like?
If I were buying for a young girl, I would probably pick the Thinking of Love or the Thinking of You. If I were buying for a girl in her teens or 20s, and then maybe Cityscape. I think that would be good for a younger girl. Illumina reminds me of a woman that's more older and sophisticated, kind of knows like what she wants, and live fearlessly. You know, its title tells you a little bit about it. It is for women that are a little bit more fearless. So,
last year for Christmas, they made the little purse size, Live Fearlessly.
Yes.
And I used those, and I made some Christmas gifts with them. And I sold all of them. Yeah. So I do have a few left if anybody's interested.
And that's true. You know, no matter who your consultant is, some of the consultants may still have the pocket perfumes from last season. They're still good. And that's what Mary Kay released them for specifically. And then, of course, this season they released the Illumina. So, well, we hope y'all have enjoyed our first ever virtual fragrance bar.
With the mask on.
That's right, with our masks on. Definitely 2020. If y'all have any questions about anything you've seen, post it in the comments. we can help you with it, or get with your consultant if you know who she is. But yes, it's 25% off all men's colognes and women's perfumes. That's a special we're running this week, because we wanted to remember that that's something that's really popular as Christmas gifts. People love getting perfume and cologne, and your consultant has access to the same sheets that Paulette and I have been reading off of that can tell you a little bit more about that particular perfume. And of course, you can visit marykay.com to learn about some of these.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're so glad y'all joined us. We hope you had a good time. Hey, Frasier. Let's see what Frasier's comment was real quick before we sign off. She's saying, question, is there some perfume that is not so strong? What would you recommend for that?
If you're looking for something that's not very strong, I think it probably would be this one, Thinking of You, because it's not very strong. It's got a real soft smell to it.
It does.
Which is why I think Andre was saying this would be good for like a teenager.
Right.
And it doesn't take much. I mean, just 2 little squirts and you're good.
Oh yeah, like when I put on my Thinking of Love, I spritz it on my wrists, and that's enough for me. I don't even need to put it on my neck area. So yeah, it does last. And then Cityscape, I don't know, I think Cityscape's pretty light smelling. It's not overpowering to me, Cityscape.
I know it's one. You're right, it's not.
It's not overpowering at all.
No, it's not.
It's a very fresh scent. Yeah. See, I would say Cityscape.
It's very clean.
Yeah, it's a very clean scent.
It's not very strong either.
And then I think Enchanted Wish would be one that's not too strong.
Right, because it's a how's that smell?
Very, very light smell. And it does smell sweet to me though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Enchanted Wish. Because that's a toilette, right?
Right.
So it won't last
That's
as
the
long.
only one we have that's a toilette.
Okay.
So Mary Kay has done an absolutely wonderful job getting these fragrances and making them to where they last. And I know I wear more of some of these now and during the day, but when I get all specialed up, I want to smell good. And when I smell it, it just makes me want to smile.
There you go. All right, ladies. Well, thanks so much for joining us tonight for our very first one. We are excited to have you with us. That makes it fun for us too. And again, just post your questions here in the groups, or you can get with your consultant if you know she is. Bye.
Okay. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Done?